Alright, I'm making this video, and I'm going to be assuming that Cody Rhodes is going to win WrestleMania. He finally finishes his story and becomes the etc., whatever, or WWE wants to add on to this belt anymore, or WWE champion. I know that there is criticism that Cody will get boring once he wins the title and he stops being underdog, and he ended that part of the story. But now, what is Cody Rhodes gonna do? What is Cody Rhodes gonna do? And sure, that could happen, but I do believe WWE is ready to push Cody and give him what he needs to make his reign profitable and fun for everyone. And part of that will be giving him believable and credible opponents. Listen, I know it is great that your Michelin star or chef can make chicken salad out of chicken and crap, but I don't think you'll die if you give your chef some actual chicken to work with. Basically, let Cody Rhodes cook some fine TV for you, and he has plenty of people to have a beef with over how and what to serve the crabby customers that keep sending back the dishes and saying how much they like what the other guys are cooking, and maybe Triple H should have offered more for the fancy Japanese chef to cook at their establishment, never mind the fact that they have plenty of sous chefs already. Point is, Cody has plenty of great feuds just waiting. WWE just needs to utilize what's been laid out. So join me on this list of / pseudo booking video as I look at 6 opponents for world champion Cody Rhodes.
Acknowledge me!
Alright, like I said, we don't know what's going to be happening at WrestleMania 40, but we have our wishes of what it's going to do. But considering Rock keeps throwing up L's, and Roman keeps not liking Rock taking his spotlight, again, we hope that's what we're supposed to be paying attention to. Now, obviously, if Rock and Roman don't feud right away and forget about Cody Rhodes, which happened to these guys, Roman obviously is gonna want his salty run back. Here's the thing. During this time, Roman just loses it more and more. He's just not used to being the underdog. He's just not used to having to actually fight up the hill. You can take this Roman spiral into whatever you like, probably even into that, but should be enough to explain why Roman doesn't immediately take back his title, which leads us to other opportunities such as...
Can't look at Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out, watch out!
Well, the connection is there. Both used to be part of Legacy, the stable of multi-generational wrestlers, which included such names like and Sim and Manu. Yeah, so Cody Rhodes spent his time there helping Randy win championships. So, yeah. Cody Rhodes, now having fulfilled the legacy of his father, and now holds on to the title as long as he can for his own story and reign. Versus Randy Orton, fully in the twilight of his career, and is now scrambling to cement his own legacy. There you go. The story literally is going to write itself. In fact, let me go ahead and assume how it actually starts. Cody, remember me being a good guy to you in Legacy? Listen, you mind if I fight for your championship? Sure, Randy. You just need to win and become the first contender, or fair and square.
Watch out, watch out, watch out!
It's shy being Scottish!
And look at that. Another feud based on theming. Both came into the WWE trying to be great things, and then they slipped down the card. They had to be saddled with embarrassing gimmicks. They both had to leave the WWE and went outside. They grinded to establish themselves outside, and then they came back to take their place back on top of the mountain. Thing is, for the ultimate hater, why does Cody Rhodes get all the glory for finishing his story when Drew McIntyre did it twice? So yeah, there's the link. The bond that these two will effectively kill each other over. Still, all depends on what happens between in him and Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. If Drew is the champion, well then, there you go. Then Raw technically has 2 champions, and the WWE cannot have that. So, match would be set. Non-title. Whoever loses has to move to SmackDown. But quickly, it becomes a case of who is better. And who knows which one should, but, we'll ignore that. We'll leave that for others for us to figure out. Anyways, if Cody Rhodes stays, well then. Again, assuming whatever happens at WrestleMania, Seth Rollins, due to putting all his energy into helping Cody finish his story and defeat the Bloodline, is not 100% and loses his championship against Drew McIntyre. This doesn't leave a good taste in his mouth. Plus, there is that whole, 0-3 record that I'm sure Seth wants to beat finally. However, I want to put in one more wrinkle because pseudo booking video. Seth Rollins tries to qualify for the #1 contendership. However, during this all those other feuds, whose Seth would be in the background trying to get that, but he just can't. Someone else always gets it. Someone else always wins it. Then #5 would get his shot, and Seth Rollins would lose it. He starts attacking Cody, demanding a title shot regardless, and it escalates and escalates and gets bigger and badder and worse and worse and worse. Until finally, Cody meets with the GM, and they present Seth with a deal. He will get a title shot for Cody's championship regardless of his contendership. However, if he doesn't win it then he cannot challenge Cody Rhodes for the championship anymore. Hopefully this should then put some doubt in people thinking that this will be just a quick 0-4. And either way, #5 doesn't mind who wins because I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know anything about Solo Sikoa. I mean, I've heard he had a bit of a personality in NXT, but ever since he effectively became Roman's Pikachu, he's been quiet. He's just there. And I realized I wasn't making this up. He was literally given the title of Tribal Prince. So let's go ahead and get this guy some actual goals outside of the Bloodline. Or at least just being more than being the head goon of the Bloodline. So, let's say in the middle of this Bloodline civil war between Rock and Roman, Solo enters a first contendership battle royale for Cody Rhodes' title. And he wins. Noticing this, Roman then wants Solo to give him the title shot, but Solo refuses, wanting to prove his title as Tribal Prince and finally having some ambition of his own. Roman, of course, doesn't take this well and interferes in Solo's match, and now Solo's got a personal reason to truly go after Roman. Yeah, and Solo goes back right into the Bloodline anyway. As for Jimmy, as part of the whole Bloodline thing, yeah, it was a bit of a waste of a theme song he's got. Personally, I liked him better when he was teaming with R-Truth. But that all leads to the last opponent I have in mind. Yeah, while there can be other choices and other routes we can take with Cody's reign, I think I can speak for quite a few people when we expect this guy to be the one to take the title from Cody. You see, pro wrestling doesn't stop for anyone. It is a constantly ongoing narrative that only truly stops when the heat death of the universe occurs. Even beyond wrestling companies and wrestling eras, even beyond kayfabe, what happened elsewhere or can be so involved in storyline, it might as well be a part of it. The funny thing about pro wrestling is that it is an art form that demands people be invested in, to actively watch and guess and cheer and speculate and do all of that. But for that to happen, the thing in the ring always has to be fresh, always has to have some kind of new development. And that means eventually, as one story ends, another one begins. So again, I made this with the belief that Cody Rhodes will defeat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. He will have many good title matches, many good title defenses against some of the best that WWE has to offer. But sooner or later, a new challenger comes knocking, and the new monster in town challenges the hero. Hero rises, heroes fall, and wrestling just continues to keep on turning. This has been your World Culture Champion, Corey Caesar, coming from you from the World Culture Arena, saying good night, everyone. Oh, and why would Gunther want the WWE title instead? Obviously, he wants the one with history.